There also, of course, the privatization of public water services. So that's another issue. And
what exactly does that mean?
Well, what that means is, well, there's several ways that. One of the major ways that this occurs is where a municipality decides it's too expensive for them to keep running their own public water system, and they contract with a private corporation for operation and management. Mm-hmm. And that's public-private partnership, which then leads to many complications. Often the local workers are not continued, rates go up, quality of water goes down oftentimes. The call center is moved to some other distant location.
New Delhi.
And you don't have the transparency and the local control. In some instances, local private water systems have been bought up by multinationals, and the same issues occur that I just described. The movement in the U.S. is still sort of community by community. We haven't really built a people's movement in this country. I don't know how many of your listeners are aware that in South Africa, where there's been a lot of awareness built up about how prepaid water meters were a feature of privatization in South Africa outside of Johannesburg.
So you pay for the water before you get it.
You pay for the water before you can use it. So if you're down on your budget that month and you've spent it on medicine or school supplies or food and you can't prepay your meter, you don't have water. In this country, we actually have that situation occur in this way. There are prepaid meters along the Mexican, Texas-Mexican border in poor Hispanic labor communities. But in Detroit, there was a crisis a number of years ago where 40 households had their water turned off because they were in arrears in their payments. Now, oftentimes you can negotiate for your payment over time. You can, work out something with the public water utility. But in this case, they did not allow for bargaining over how to pay the bill. They just shut them off entirely. And it was in the late fall and winter. Households were going without water. Children were being taken from households because the claim was made that they were abusing these children because they weren't able to supply them with water. It was a real crisis in Highland Park in central city, Detroit. And the same thing had happened in Boston as well, where water meters have been turned off. Water access has been turned off because bills couldn't be paid. So we have these kind of comparable situations that exist in this country, but the media doesn't pick it up in this country very well. It's always a local fight. It's not part of the national water movement, whereas the people's water movement is very well developed in most of those second and third world countries. So actually, as that people's movement has infused our movement in this country, and we're trying to build this now.